I still smile from your cheeks. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23.
Welcome back to the program, everyone. What you were just watching was a video that was shared with us by Christina Maddox, who is the president, is that the right? Owner. Founder of Heaven Sent Wedding Consultants. Christina, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. It's really nice to have you here. And I was looking, you sent a couple of videos.
I did, yes.
And I was looking through all of them. I had to choose the shortest one. But tell us how you got started in wedding planning. Is it just wedding or is it event?
I do all events.
Okay.
I plan all events.
Okay.
So Heaven Sent Wedding Consultants, I founded the company 16 years ago. I started planning events when I was a legal secretary working at a law firm. I was planning events for the attorneys, after hours, tea time events. And I actually like that more than, than actually being in the office and typing up briefs and, pleadings and, stuff like that for court. So I decided to go to school to get certified in wedding and event planning. And lo and behold, I found out that Temple University, my alumni, offered that course, and they took it very seriously as a career. So I had to go to school for a year. I got certified in wedding planning. Then I went back, got certified in event planning. Then I went back, I got certified in meeting planning, and went back another year for interior design. So each certification was 1 year. So once I got certified in wedding planning, I started my company. Kind of put myself out there. I went to meet and greets, networking events, saying that Heaven Sent Wedding Consultants was out there to be hired for weddings and events and parties, and I sent a press release. And the first year, I did 9 weddings, my very first year. So it's been
great.
16 years.
So how many weddings, I overheard you in the
Yes.
green room, how many weddings have you planned?
260 in
Wow.
16 years.
That is amazing.
Yes,
So wedding planning has the reputation for being very stressful.
it can be.
So you kind of answered this, but maybe you can elaborate on it. Why would you want to do that?
Let me say this, being a wedding planner, in this industry, there's no middle ground. Either you love it or you don't. I love what I do. The beauty with planning weddings is getting what the couples are trying to convey. A lot of times they have some ideas, but they really don't know how to make it tangible, and that's my job. My job in the weddings that you see is actually taking some of the ideas that the bride and grooms have and making it a reality, more than what they sometimes even imagined, because the behind the scene things is, going to the meetings, and people don't really see that part, but everything is culminating on the day of the wedding. That's your show.
So you mentioned something that kind of struck me. So grooms play also?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes, I've had a couple groomzillas. Yes. They sometimes grooms get more involved than the brides, surprisingly. Which is great because, I've had grooms who are like, just tell me when and where and where to pay, and I'll show up, when I need to put my tux on, and they like the tastings. I'll taste the food. Yeah, yes, I want this. No, I don't want that on my plate. But I've had groomzillas that are really involved. And then the bride wasn't as involved. He wanted the floor arrangements, Art Deco, everything to the 9, where she was like, really, this is like way too much. So, I would always tell my couples, there's compromise in a relationship. You are engaged because he asked you. So it's his wedding too.
Yeah.
Don't lose sight of that. And they're like, oh, I thought you were on the side. I'm right in the middle. I'm on everybody's side. But, you have to see it from both angles.
Do you do destination weddings
I
also?
do. I'm a certified destination planner as well. And I've done weddings in Mexico, Key West, Florida, Jamaica, Bahamas. Just did an event in LA. So I'm all over.
So how far, do you have any questions?
Is it my turn?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's a woman thing here.
I looked at you trying to get a cue about
trying to get a cue. Y'all was flowing back and forth like Oprah and Gail. So, I mean, you know, y'all just said groups get involved. I'm sitting here. I mean, am I here?
Yes, you're here.
Please, Dwayne, ask the question.
You know, I'm gonna ask a question.
Yes.
What is the craziest thing that someone asked you to wear? Because I had one girl one time, she was talking to someone else. I heard her say she went to hang someone up from up top, have them swinging back and forth, dropping rose petals down on everybody's head, which is unrealistic at, you know, period. But what's the craziest thing that someone asked you to do that you did?
Okay, the craziest thing was I had a bride that actually said that she wanted angels hanging from the ceiling, and she was speaking about the Tyler Perry movie when he had people so, hanging from the ceiling, right? So I did say to her, I said, you do know that they were people. She was like, yes, can we make that happen? So I said, I probably not. I said, but, you know, let's see, you know, if the church has, you know, anything in the ceiling that we can hang from. So she says, yes, they do. So we get to the church. I'm not going to name the church on TV. There was nothing in there. I mean, they had crown molding, but there was nothing where you can anchor people from the ceiling. And, you know, I'm looking up, you know, doing a site visit, and I'm like, do you see what I see? And she was like, oh, they must have changed the decor. So I'm speaking to the church planner, because you have, you know, when you're doing, you know, weddings at churches, sometimes you have to deal with the planners at the church. So I said, did you guys ever had anchors where you can hang things? And she says, no, this has been like this for 20 years. So I'm looking at the bride like, what is this? Like, I thought you said they had anchors. She was like, oh, I don't know what happened. So yeah, that didn't happen. So, you know, sometimes you have to give bride a little bit of dose of reality.
Yeah.
Wheel them in a little bit.
A little bit. You have another question?
Well, I get two?
In a row, back
Yes.
to back.
I'm brain struck now. I didn't know I was gonna get two.
Time's up. How long in advance should someone start planning for a wedding?
I've had couples hire me 2 years in advance, especially when there's multiple locations, when you're having 200 or 300 guests, and if there's any budget constraints. Sometimes clients don't have money readily available, that they have to get it in the course of months or even a year over paychecks. So yeah, I suggest them to save that, but more often than not, it's like 1 year out.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing I tell couples, like for couples that are calling me now that are looking to plan weddings in 2018, you want to book now, because wedding planners, all the vendors, venues, they always go up the first of the year. So you want to lock down those prices now before they do go up.
Did you think of your other question?
It was like a two-part question.
Okay.
One, someone can call you from any state and you can go there.
Absolutely.
And two, how could they get in contact with you?
So our website is heavensentweddings.com, and they can also call my office at 267-334-0301.
Or you had to repeat that again for the groom, because you know we're not paying attention.
Absolutely. You can call my office at 267-334-0301. And if I can please just give one shout out.
We're not done, but go ahead and do a shout out, okay?
Because I am not a one-woman team. I want to thank my team, Heaven Sent. I have 6 assistants that my team now, they've been assisting me for 9 years.
Wow.
So they are an extension of me, and they've just been a phenomenal bunch of women. So I want to thank you guys.
Is that them sitting over there? Oh, okay.
I did have one more question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever had to plan one of your close friends' weddings?
Not a wedding, but I planned a Sweet 16, a quinceañera. I planned those as well. And that was just recently. We just did that about 5 or 6 months ago. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
It was a tent event that, you know, tents, you build it from scratch. So I really like doing tent weddings and events. I've done several of them. It's an open palette. You know, you start from scratch and you're literally building the event, which it was just phenomenal. And surprisingly, her colors were purple, and those are my company colors as well. It was just phenomenal.
So, Christina, when somebody comes on the program, well, you and I met through Devon's Challenge.
Yes.
So when someone comes on the program, you're always welcome back. So whenever you want to come back and bring maybe a bride or a wedding party.
Absolutely.
And if you want to bring cake, that would be phenomenal,
Yes,
because
we
Devon
could
Archie
do
is not here.
Cake tasting.
Okay.
Yes, he loves cake. He's a huge fan of
See,
cake. I
that
didn't know
doesn't.
that.
Okay, that's fine.
You can bring the fudge, the chocolate mountain.
Chocolate fountain.
Yeah, so as we talking, we could just dip some.
That would be
and-
great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So that'd be a nice planning for the show.
Yes,
Christina,
absolutely.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so much for having me.
Till we're 70. And baby, my